Revit has a tool called the Linework Tool that greatly aids in our design communication. This is how it works. If we zoom in here on the south elevation of our building, we'll see that this curtain wall that goes around the outside of the building is currently a really light line weight. Really, it's almost a lighter line weight than these walls that show up on this building over here. The issue is this building is in the distance, and I'd like to have the lines that go around the perimeter of this to be nice and dark. To accomplish that, one of the tools I could use would be that Linework tool. To begin, select on my object first, then I'm going to come up here and select on the Linework tool. Next, select on a wide line. Now, any line that I click on will instantly become a dark line, a wide line. And I could click each of these spots, come to the other side of my building, click on those lines, and fairly quickly be able to generate dark lines in each of these locations in order to help pop this building out. And I could do the same thing going up across the top of the building. Then when it came time to print, even though it doesn't look that much different from zoomed out here, those lines would be much darker and it would look like this part of the building was standing out. And that's by using the Linework tool. But the Linework tool also has another nice feature. It works in 3D views as well. So, come into a 3D view. The garage door isn't too bad, but maybe there's too many lines here, or maybe these lines surrounding this are just a little bit too dark for our 3D model. We could instead come up here to where it has wide lines, and we could choose either thin lines and start to thin some of these lines out so they're nowhere nearly as dark as they were, or by picking on invisible lines, it'll remove those lines altogether. Now that object is still going to show up, but the line work that's associated with it will no longer be in that place. And in this case, there's some extra lines here, and I'm just having to click to get rid of those extra lines that show up around that edge. And where it gets really interesting is I can hold down the Shift key and hold down the wheel on my mouse and gently move this from side to side, or even begin to rotate this around if you're careful. And you'll see that it continues to be hidden even though we've used the Linework tool and it's moving up and down. It knows that those lines should continue to stay whatever line weight it is that we gave it with the Linework tool. So the Linework tool can be used to punch out certain lines on the sides of buildings or remove lines that we don't need to see. It's great for documentation, and it's great for just tweaking individual lines, whether it be in section views, elevation views, or plan views, so that they display properly when it comes time to print out our documents.